My name is Vikki Hua. I have lived at 7800 Brickyard Road for 35 years. I believe the council should make no changes to residential cell tower zoning rule until you fully fix the processing for reviewing and approval cell poles. Those processes utterly failed my family 8 years ago when the county allowed Pepco to remove a 30-foot pole directly outside my front door and replaced it with a 68-foot cell pole that is just 42 feet from our bedrooms. We received no advance notice. We had no opportunity to offer any input. I only found out last year that cell pole is in the wrong place. The Tower Committee actually recommended on May 5th, 2010, that cell phone antenna to be installed on a specific pole that is across the street and 150 feet away from my house. This is clearly shown on the technical drawing submitted by Crown Castle with their application. And after installation, DPS permit also show the address across the street from where I live. The decision to remove the pole to be in front of my home was never decided at public meeting. 8 years later, that giant pole is still standing at the wrong address, and no one from the county has ever made any effort to correct those wrong, very obvious errors. My message to the residents of Montgomery County is look no further than my front yard to see what is going on to your neighborhood. Because what I see every day is that, first, the Tower Committee only recommend but has no responsibility for final decisions on placement of cell poles. Second, DPS has no accountability for accuracy of permits nor conformance with Tower Committee recommendations. Third, and most importantly, when mistakes are made, the county council had no desire nor the authority to fix or enforce anything. Council members, fix the current process and vote no on ZTA 1907.
Thank you. We're almost done with the public hearing. Out of respect for those who are here to testify, please hold your comments. Colleen Cords.
I'm here on behalf of Community Vision for Tacoma, and the first issue of concern I want to talk about is racial equity and social justice. This is an especially urgent issue, the danger that the siting of cell towers on our residential streets will target our most affordable neighborhoods first and unfairly often. This is a pressing issue of racial equity. Consider the county's record to date in allowing large installations of cell antennas at affordable housing sites that are home primarily to families of color. The 33 cell antennas on the rooftop and facades of the Park Ritchie apartments in Tacoma Park are a blatant example of how non-existent any county processes are for monitoring the levels of radio frequency radiation that residents are being exposed to. ZTA 1907 would do absolutely nothing to change that, or to prevent communities of color from once again being asked to shoulder far more than their share of the risks to health and safety. We urge the county to commission an immediate, full-scale, on-site audit of what actual health exposures are right now at Park Ritchie for residents and workers. It's 189 units, provide an affordable home to many individuals and families of color. They have a right to safe shelter, not just affordable housing, and to be fully informed. If our new commitment to racial equity and affordable housing means anything, we urge you to be sure that there's a comprehensive on-site review of what's happening there, starting this week. That would include a detailed study of actual current conditions, including what kind of warning signs are posted and in what languages, if protective physical barriers are in place, who has access to the 2 roof levels in the penthouse, and a comprehensive study of radio frequency emissions. On top of the roof, on the top floors throughout the building and around the building. We brought this urgent issue to the Tower Committee this month after an application to replace some of those antennas predicted that areas of the roof would register 25 times the limits for the general public's exposure to RF radiation, allowed by what we know are the FCC's way too lenient rules. The chair of the committee threatened to throw us out of the meeting, but we're not leaving the room. We're also very concerned about the host of other social and ecological concerns that the hype about 5G does not cover. And this would be things like the new world of 24/7 corporate and government surveillance, further diversion from face-to-face relationships with people and nature, severe pruning of trees, increases in unemployment due to a shift to autonomous this and that, which doesn't require workers, ever more biased algorithms based on AI-enabled tracking devices, and a big increase in energy use. We urge you to oppose this proposal. Thank you.
Fiona Morrissey.
Good evening. My name is Fiona Morrissey, and I live at Four Corners, Silver Spring. I attest and affirm that the following statements are true, accurate, and within my personal knowledge. I wish to state my opposition to Bill ZTA 1907. We simply do not know enough about the long-term health effects of 5G technology to give it a blank check. Even if only half of what I have read and heard is true, the news is not good. At best, we are facing a high-risk experiment, at worst, a national calamity. No wonder Lloyd's of London, which ensures nuclear power stations, won't touch 5G. California, New Hampshire, Oregon, and New York have set up commissions to investigate the health risks of 5G. Why can't we do the same here in Montgomery County? What's the big rush? I am not against progress per se. Computers and smartphones are amazing tools and have their place. But they are our servants, not our masters. Yet, it seems to me that the telecom industry has lost all sense of boundaries. I imagine they would put little cell towers inside our heads if they could. As our elected representatives, it is your duty, first and foremost, to protect us from harm. So please do not support this bill. I do not want 5G cell towers anywhere near my home and my family until they are proven to be absolutely safe. Thank you.
Is David there?